Yeah, rice pudding, eh? It's the rice pudding. He likes rice pudding. Here, we'll get more. See, here it is here. He likes the rice pudding. We'll get more out for him here. I'm just scraping the can. Bam. There we go. Hey, yo. It's good stuff, eh? Oh, my goodness, Rocky. Hey, here, we'll get more for you. Whoop, there we go now. Hold on a minute. I'm doing my best for you, sweetie. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's very good stuff. Look at that tongue, eh? He doesn't miss anything. Avery, you clean that all up really good. He will. I'm going to just clean the lens of my camera a bit here. Seems like the lens is a little dirty. Whenever you see that hazy look, then you know, oh, there we go. That's better, eh? Look how much sharper that is. Is it live or is it Memorex? That's the question. Remember the commercial for the old Memorex videotapes, the old VHS tapes? Is it live or is it Memorex? They'd say. Hey, yo, there you go. Lick that too there. There's more on the back of it. Hey, okay. I'll get you some more, okay? There's lots more in here. Okay, now then. Yeah. Look at this now. Ooh. I could play the washboard. I could. Yeah, the jug band. Funny. When I lived in Carleton Place years ago, back in the early 80s for a while, I lived in Carleton Place, in the town of Carleton Place, in the low rental housing on a street called Caldwell Street. Rough neighborhood. Very rough neighborhood. I had a guy one time shoot a gun at me from an open window. He hit a sign, a street sign over my head. Fired the gun, and out the open window, I was walking down the street, and his house was on the corner, and the guy actually fired a rifle, and the sign over my head, how I knew I'd been shot at, the sign over my head went twang and started to do that. And there was a hole in it. It knocked a hole in the street sign. And then I heard this hysterical laughter. And I turned around and the guy was leaning out the window. I could see the barrel of the shotgun, laughing his head off. And then he just waved at me and went back inside, pulled his head back inside. That family that lived in that house eventually got ran out of town. They literally were ordered under a court order to leave town. So just to give you an idea, that's one of the places I saw when I was young, when I was like 13 years old, that happened. Anyway, yeah, but, my God. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, when I was up there though in Carleton Place, I forgot how I got onto this now. I got talking about the guy shooting at me, and I got preoccupied and forgot where I started with the story. But anyway, I was talking about I could play the washboard and a jug. Oh, yeah, okay, and a jug band. This is funny. We had a driveway that we had to share with the house next door. The way it was is they were double houses, so it was like a duplex kind of a thing. There was we had our house, and then the other half of our house was another house. And then there was a driveway, and then there was another house, which was a half a house and a half a house, and then another driveway, and so on. So we had to share our driveway with the people that were in the house across from it. Now we didn't have a car, so we didn't have a car at the time. So I don't know what you're able to see right now because I got the screen turned around. But anyway, we didn't have a car. But the people next door had a van. It was a GMC van. The old vans that we used to have years ago, like they were like a tradesman's van, like a plumber would use or whatever. Minivans weren't a thing yet in 1981. Anyway, we had this van. They had this van, and it was all painted brown. And they'd painted a picture, then this painting of a hillbilly laying under a tree with a straw hat and the blue overalls on him and everything. And he had a jug there, an earthenware jug with here, I'll show you Rocky. He's nicer to look at than I am. An earthenware jug with 3 X's on it, so moonshine. And it said it was painted there, Little Brown Jug, on the side of the van. Anyway, they would never shovel the driveway in the wintertime. And here we didn't even have a car, and I get the job of shoveling the driveway. And we had a half of the driveway, and they had half of the driveway. Well, I remember this day, we had a real bad snowstorm, and I'm out there shoveling the driveway, just killing myself shoveling the driveway, snow up past my waist. And freaking using one of those old heavy steel snow shovels, and stuff, and with the T-handle and everything. And it was work, it was real work in those days, And I'm hefting this snow around, shoveling the driveway. And my mother used to always make me shovel the neighbor's half as well. Because she'd say, we don't need any trouble with them. They're a rough bunch. So I'd have to shovel their half too. And I didn't want to, but I figured they should shovel their own half. But anyway, I was told to do it. Anyway, I'm shoveling the driveway. And this kid opens up the kitchen window. And he yells out at me. This is from the house where they had the van. The van wasn't there at the time. This kid, he yells out at me. And he says, hey, you better get a move on shoveling that driveway. My dad's coming home, and he's bringing the little brown jug, and he's going to need to park it. So he said, you better pick up the pace there and get moving. Get that driveway shoveled. Well, I was so mad. I was 13 years old, and I had this 8-year-old yelling at me out the window. And I already resented shoveling their half of the driveway just because my mother was afraid of them. And I remember I threw my shovel down. I yelled at the kid. I said, fuck you. And I went in the house. I was so mad, Anyway, my mother, when she found out about it, she made me go back out there and shovel the driveway. And the little kid that had given me such a hard time, he actually came out there in his snowsuit, stood there laughing at me, watching me shovel the driveway. Oh, I was mad. I wanted to go over there and give him a smack. I was so mad at him. Wanted to go over there and just knock him in the next week, Anyway, that's just a story I remember from when I was a kid. Well, when I was 13 anyway, when I was a young teenager. All right, we'll see you later.